Hmm. Yeah. I think great brands start with a sort of a mission and a vision that is unique in their field, and
Right.
that's a challenging thing to do because in a lot of in a lot of areas of business, it's really easy to kind of follow the path that has been well trod before. I think if you can identify what's really unique about your business in terms of, you have something unique about your product, you have something unique about the way you offer it, there's something unique about your content, there's something unique about the way you talk about or connect or network or your audience. Finding that point of uniqueness is, I think, a big way that you build your brand. And then you can amplify and create resonance with that brand by having that uniqueness as sort of the central point that you talk about, right? So when I talk about SparkToro, I talk about how, it is this unique type of data that helps people in a different way to what everything else in the software market does. And that helps us build a brand, right?
Absolutely.
The second thing I would say in terms of brand building is I have been, I almost want to say frustrated and weirded out by how many times you have to tell the brand story. If you're the founder, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you're a marketer, you have to tell this story over and over and over again. And the consistency and repetition feels, to you, it feels like, oh my God, are we having this conversation again? Like, do I really have to tell this story again? Yes, you really have to tell this story again, because the first one or two times someone hears it, it doesn't stick, it doesn't land, right? They need to
Right.
hear it
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before it really sinks in what's, who you are, what you do, that you're the first brand that comes to their mind when they think about problem X. I think that is crucial
Right.
and quite difficult, especially because, as marketers, like, I think we and founders, right, we want to tell a unique story. Well, let me talk about it differently this time. Well, I'm tired of talking about this. Let me have a different conversation. No, my friend, you got to keep saying it over and over again. It's real. It's weird how many times you have to do that. The third thing I would say is positioning is hugely important. The way you basically frame the problem that your product solves, especially if you're building something relatively new or unique, positioning is huge in terms of setting the stage for a brand to resonate. So I really recommend, if folks have not read this, check out a book from April Dunford called Obviously Awesome.
Wow.
Maybe we can put it in the show notes or something, but that book, it's in my office, which I can't get to because Seattle's filled with smoke. But Obviously Awesome is a great read on positioning. And basically the way to think about positioning is your audience, your potential customers, think about their problem and the potential solutions in a certain way. And the way that you frame your company, which problem it solves, who it solves the problem for, how it solves it versus competition, right? Versus the other choices they could make to solve that problem. That is a massive part of how people will think about you and how you can have success building a brand. If you don't have that framework already, and you don't have it in your marketing, in your content, on your homepage, in the first sentence that should describe what your company does, what your product does, how your product does it. I don't care if you're selling lawnmowers, or you're an architect, or you're building a digital marketing tool, or you are a restaurant, right? Any of those, you need to have this idea in your head of what is our positioning for the problem that people are having. I'm a restaurant owner, so people are hungry and they want to eat out. And why is what makes my solution to that problem unique? What makes us special? How are we positioning ourselves? Are we a luxury restaurant that you go out to on fancy occasions and you expect to pay a lot of money, or are we low cost dining, or are we all about the authenticity of the food, or are we positioning ourselves as a great delivery service? But whatever it is, right? You've got to figure out what that positioning is, and then describe yourself consistently in that way. That's how you build a great brand, in my opinion.